Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown. That will not last. But we do it to get a crown that will last forever. 1 Corinthians 9:25.
Welcome to xGameZones, hub to latest popular games, reviews, preview and news. Seventh Sector is a cyberpunk atmospheric game and lots of unique puzzles. As puzzle games go, this one is one of my favorites purely for the fact they were able to bring together a good soundtrack and visual elements that satisfy my inner gamer while also providing me puzzles and challenges that bring out my inner genius survivor. The object is to learn the story of the world, but with a twist. There are 4 different endings that, depending on how you play, the challenging part is which each proverbial turn you are faced with a puzzle that at times will seem easy and others that test your very inner genius. Admittedly, there were a few times I was forced to make a decision, put down the controller or chuck it at the wall. After making the less expensive choice and taking a short break from the game, I could come back refreshed and take a new look at the puzzle and show it who is boss, well, at least till I reach the next one. Please subscribe in our YouTube channel and follow and like us on Facebook #xGameZones. Visit our site at www.xgamezones.com for more gaming review. The Seventh Sector is a beautifully detailed world with a cyberpunk feel. Players control an entity, a spark of fuel that has the ability to navigate using electricity and other machines to progress. Graphically speaking, the game is very beautiful. Dark tones with bright, vibrant lighting. It is almost like the developer knew that I was a part raccoon and attracted to shiny objects that glow. The games ran smoothly with little to no frame rate issues. At times I would find myself stopping to look at the background instead of the foreground so I could see what I am missing or what shiny Easter eggs that might present themselves. Much of the game's story comes from what you see around you and in a way tells the story much like a silent film, which very tantalizing as one's interpretation of the story could differ slightly from another perspective. The game's difficulty does spike. One moment it seems easy and the next you are ready to pull hairs out and smash a controller. During gameplay you are faced of course with challenges and puzzles. The line between what is story progression and what is a simple unlock for concept art is so blurred you have no idea until it happens. In one way you could say this is great since it forces players to experience more avenues of the game than if the path was perfectly clear. I will say everything in this game is out to destroy you and bring quick death. Take each step slowly and act like a ninja. I have always been an advocate of great controls in games. This is the way. Of course, you interact with the game. Some games perform just as you would like, others not so much. Seventh Sector is a game that meets my criteria of good controls with a few exceptions. While moving the spark, I would find it difficult to get it to move as fluid as I would expect. That aspect aside, the control has a very little in the way of a learning curve and works great in tabletop, TV and portable modes on the Switch. The soundtrack is well paired with Seventh Sector. The trance-tron-like music plays while at creating the correct atmosphere and of course setting the mood. This is very important to me, as to be honest. A vast majority of music in games I typically turn off because it just does not appeal to me. To be even more honest, I find that music in games, if not paired well, can be more of a distraction. With this in mind, I do always give the soundtrack a chance. Many times, at work in the past week, I have pulled up the soundtrack on YouTube and let it play while working on my more difficult issues. Slightly ironic, right? Would I recommend this game? I absolutely would. Nowadays, price can also be a deciding point on whether a game is palatable. Many times games that do not offer much in the way of content are way overpriced, where some games that can be very low cost but offer much content. I would say the Seventh Sector falls right in the middle of these two categories. The cost of the Nintendo Store is $19.99. This is a great price, and you get a game that can be played many times and get a different experience each time. I say let your puzzle-solving genius out and give it a try. If you have any comments or suggestion, feel free to comment below. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe in our YouTube channel and follow and like us on Facebook #xGameZones. For more gaming review, visit our site at www.xgamezones.com. Don't forget to click the notification bell.